Peace, love, and light. I am Picasso Cognizance. This is Resolute Fathers. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tell a friend about Resolute Fathers. According to dailycaller.com, too many states have laws that literally offer financial incentives to destroy families. While it obviously takes money to raise children, existing child support laws create fatherless kids. Calls to restructure child support aren't new, as editorials have appeared in the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Denver Post, the Boston Globe, the Charleston Post, and Carrier in a report by National Public Radio. Examining how child support creates fatherlessness begins at the national level by, as the saying goes, following the money. Federally, Title 4D is the part of Social Security Act establishing the National Child Support Program. Through it, the federal government provides an incentive by matching the amount each state collects in child support. State laws are then written tying the amount of child support received to the amount of time the custodial parent, typically the mother, gets with the child. The more you minimize the other parent, the more money both you and the state receive. Okay? Attorney John Schaefer stated, currently in Michigan, the number of overnights a parent has with his or her children vary much drives the amount of child support paid. That is the worst legislation ever passed. It discourages parents who receive child support payments to be agreeable to their children spending more time with the other parent, as it would diminish that support. In Michigan, both you and the state get paid more to minimize fathers. It's shameful, and Michigan isn't alone. On the Missouri House of Floor, Republican Paul Kurtman discussed Title 4D, saying, now this is what he said, okay? But unfortunately, that dollar does not go toward the child for child support. What I'm trying to figure out right now is when Missouri gets that money, where does that money go? Because if that money goes to the courts or goes to a bureaucracy, that means we have institutionalized a financial incentive to make sure that parents don't have equal shared parenting. If that's the case, that is a financial incentive to quite literally rip families apart. He continued, government should never profit off of splitting children unequally between the mother and the father. Now, this is from their own camp. You feel what I'm saying? Be mindful, family. Sorry, representative, but governments are profiting, and it's a reason why one parent, typically fathers, are minimized to 5 days a month of visitation. We also know many fathers awarded this time with their children soon disappear, but governments aren't the only ones profiting. Dangling the incentives of both time with their children and future payments to the winner escalates the level of argument between divorcing parents, generating more income for the divorce industry. Like I always tell you, child support, the whole system love it, when the parents split up. Further, despite popular rhetoric, we've long known deadbeat dads, fathers living in luxury while their children suffer, are a rare species. Factually, 85% of child support arrears are owed by those making less than $20,000 per year, a percentage that's growing. Okay, 70% of the arrears were owed by people who reported less than $10,000 a year in income. They were expected to pay on average 83% of their income in child support. Does 83% sound realistic? Unrealistic payment schedules also create fatherlessness. Joe Jones of the Center for Urban Families and Joanne Enmarcher, Vice President for Family Economic Security at the National Women's Law Center, believe unrealistic support orders don't help anymore. The mother and the child don't see the payments, and the father too poor to pay can end up in a vicious cycle with the criminal justice system that amounts to a modern day debtor's prison. Asks if incarceration is effective. Cunning law professor Ann Kamet, an expert on incarcerated parents owing child support, said, "We have zero evidence that it works. If the goal of the child support system is to get support for children, parents can't do that if they are incarcerated. They also can't be dads, thus creating fatherlessness." How many poor fathers does this impact? A South Carolina study found 13.2% of its inmates' population was incarcerated for contempt related to child support. Punitive actions causing fatherlessness also disproportionately impact African Americans. The subject of documentary film Where's Daddy, an accurate title for the results of these programs. So this is why I'm saying, family, we have to be mindful of what's going on. I mean, these people are from their own crew, exposing them. I mean, this is how wicked, the system is, when it's dealing with child support, family. That's why I say we must stick together. We must stick together. Now, according to Judge Terry Jameson, got tired of these cases. That's what she said. Of course, once you are found in contempt of court, the only option the court has is to put you in jail, Jameson said. Jailing non-paying dads does nothing for the kids. So the judge started working with the county's child support enforcement division to create an army of social service agencies and employers to help these fathers get back on their feet. Okay, I can give some credit, to this judge right here. This is what I'm talking about. Even though they're going to get their 66% too. But at the same time, there's no point of actually, jailing the dads or the mother. You know what I'm saying? That's who is the non-custodial parent. So we have to be mindful of this, family. And make sure you get that book, Who's the Daddy? It is on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on it. Good information, man. Spread this channel. Tell a friend and tell a friend about Resolute Fathers. Okay? I am Picasso Cognizance. Peace.